Hi there, and welcome back to Primary Tutor Scotland. It is so good to see you. Today we are going to look at our 5 tips about helping children with dyslexia. Our first tip is tablet overlays. Now, lots of children with dyslexia will get an assessment, often with a coloured overlay on their worksheet to see if it helps them. This can be a number of different colours from blue, orange and green. Now, not all overlays will help all children and not all colours will be suitable for all children either. But has this been hard since we've been learning from home? Well, you can get tablet overlay apps. So I'll show you some of them here. They're great. You can go in, you can choose which one suitable for which device you need. So I'll leave the link to these in the description below and you can check them out. The second tip we have is to not correct everything your child does. If they're writing you a story, if they're texting you, if they're drawing you a picture, whatever it may be, don't correct everything. Let them enjoy the process of being creative and writing for themselves. This will encourage them to do it in the future. Even if there are some obvious mistakes in the spelling or grammar, you don't need to point them out every single time. Too much criticism will kill their enthusiasm. So simply pick out something that they have done really well. Well done, you labelled that really correctly. Well done, you described that dragon excellently. Alright, so choose something that they did very well and then show them that they can succeed in a written task. The third tip we have is all about book banding. Now, lots of schools up and down the country are moving toward book banding, which is a colour given to each child which shows which reading stage they are at. And then in the school library, loads of these books are book banded to their specific colour. So a child will know that they are turquoise, so they can go to the library in the school, look for all the turquoise colours and think, great, I can read that. So then you get to choose that. Now, lots of authors will say what their book banding colour is. For example, David Walliams can be the lime colour or Roald Dahl as well. So you can just Google what colour band is Roald Dahl and then it'll come up with the answer, so you can choose a book banded colour book suitable for your child. Now, it's important to know which colour your child is reading at. However, should be different to the school colour. So the school colour will tell you what book banded they're reading at, but for pleasure, we suggest reading at a colour below this so that they don't get too stressed or too frustrated and think that they can't do it. So when you read for pleasure, you should be reading a colour below their school colour. Another great resource is a spelling dictionary. Now, this is really helpful for dyslexic learners because in the dictionary it won't suggest a word that is the real spelling, it will suggest a word that dyslexic learners normally use. For example, said. That will be spelled in the dictionary S-E-D because that is how most learners will spell that word. Once they find that word in the dictionary, it will tell you the correct spelling of it, S-A-I-D. These types of resources are great for dyslexic learners because it shows them that they can independently go on with the task and succeed in it. And finally, our fifth tip is looking at the learning intention. So, your learner does not always need to write with a pencil on a piece of paper. If that's what you're trying to teach them that day, then go for it. However, if your learning intention that day is all about synonyms or alliteration or onomatopoeia, why do they need to write it? They can orally tell you, they can create a movie trailer to visually tell you that they know how to use these specific literacy skills. It's all about coming up with creative ways to show that each child can succeed in each task without having to write everything down. We live in a world now where we can gather information in many different ways than just reading it. So we need to impart that into the children to show that you don't need to be able to read and write everything to transfer information. You can speak it, you can visually tell it, you can take a picture. There's lots of different ways that we can transfer information to other people, and we need to allow them to do that while thinking about what we are teaching them, for example, alliteration, onomatopoeia, synonyms, or whatever it may be. I hope you found this video useful. I'll be sure to put in the links for the overlay tablet apps in the description below, as well as some suggestions for the spelling dictionaries. Remember to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next time.